Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I am Pamela Pick. I'm going to see if I've gone live or not. So come on in. Looks like I'm hoping that this is set up correctly. Let's see if you can see. I guess that's pretty good. Is that a little flatter, a little straighter? Hi Laura, hi Linda, hi Madison, hi Marcia, hi Jean. Welcome. Come on in, you guys. So today's going to be a little bit longer than normal because I'm going to do 2 cards. I got to play in today. A lot of times, welcome to Piccadilly Parfait. A lot of times I communicate with my mom, who's a stamper, and we get to doing something and we play off of each other and we come up with ideas. And Celebrations is absolutely wonderful. This is all sorts of free stuff, and it's only 2 months, so it ends at the end of this month. So I wanted to bring, she was using some of this fabulous paper, and I wanted to show you, let's see, here's a piece of it. She was using this side of it. It was really stinking cute, and I had an idea when I saw this paper. Turns out I ended up using the other side, but let me just show you this card that we're going to be working on. I was using this paper. This paper is the Very Delightful Designer Series paper. This can be found in the back here of the Celebration Guide. So I just want to let you guys know, with every $50 order, you can get something out of this catalog. But if you want this paper, it does come with the Berry Blessing stamp set. So it's a $100 order. And I wanted to make sure everyone knew that. There's 2 tiers. There's the $50 tier and then the $100 tier. But other stuff is $50. And you guys have seen me. This has been my favorite paper this year. And you guys have seen me use this one quite a bit. But today I wanted to play with the berry paper. So I do want to let you guys know, on top of that, that for anybody who spends $200 retail orders during January and February, so we're done with January, but there's still time in February, you can come to my Celebration Appreciation event. And I've got games and prizes, and it's going to be a couple of hours of just fun right here on Facebook. It'll be a private Facebook group. So let me get going here. The first card that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make a few of these. I just really liked the layout. So let me pull out one of each here. I'm going to use that paper that I was talking about that has the strawberries kind of. You grab a base, and I'll put these away. And I want this little scrap piece too. So a lot of times when I find a card that I really like, I just go ahead and make the cardstock cut so that it's all ready to go for me to just put these together. But I decided to do this one on a video. So this is a piece of shaded spruce that I'm going to use as the card base. And I did have a question from somebody, and I just wanted to show you, where do I come up with my color combinations? Well, if you look on the very back in tiny, tiny print, it'll have the name of it, but it also has the coordinating colors that go with the paper. That's how I came up with this particular color combination. So as you see in here, there's some shaded spruce in with some granny apple green. They've really mixed this up. I love this paper. So this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to use my green glue to make my first layer here. I like to set up my base. What is nice about this paper is it coordinates with the Sweet Strawberry bundle. And I love this bundle because it is a punch bundle. which punches take up more room. So there's a debate on this, which is better, punches or dies. Punches take up more room to store than dies do. Punches are more expensive because you usually get a punch that can do, like this has 4 images, but usually, and it to kind of go to one thing, you can usually get a punch to punch one shape, or like here's the classic label. Usually we do have some that do the 3 punches, but most generally punch one shape. So there's some controversy of which do you like better, dies or punches. I'm going to downright say that I like the fast easiness of punches, so I use punches a lot, but I like the storage ability where I can, let me grab one real quick. This is all the space it takes me to store dies, and I have to, these are very heavy. So there's a debate on it. I like them both, but I loved this set because it did have a punch. So with that said, let me bring in this, let me show you the stamp set first. Sweet Strawberry. If you buy the 2 together, it has the Strawberry Builder Punch. If you buy it together, you do get a 10% discount, and I don't know, I want to say it's around $35 for the set, which is a very nice price. So I've got these all loaded up on blocks using that color palette that was on the back of the DSP. I'm going to be using Poppy Parade to make the strawberry. Now my friend was nice enough on my last strawberry video to send me this jig that she made, and how she made it was she literally just punched out the piece and then used this. See how she's got it popped up on dimensionals. So I'm going to take this piece out from underneath so I can see. This is just a little bit longer than where my punch is. So I have a piece of old washi tape here, and I like to kind of secure it, because otherwise as I'm punching, I guess I move a lot. So we're going to start with the strawberry, and I'm going to fill it in. These are made to look like they have shading on them. So if you see one part that doesn't ink up, that's the way it's supposed to be. And you follow this jig right in. Press it down. See? See how I move it? Jigs don't even help me, right? Anyway, then I'm going to go ahead and re-ink it again in the same color. Come right down over that jig, and then it puts the detail in. Now, this way when I go to punch it out, I'm going to shut this or I'll have it on my fingers. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green instead of the shaded spruce. So I'll take the top piece of my strawberry here, and I'm going to put it right into this jig. And this is the base color. Okay. And then I'll do the detail, and I'm just doing color on color, and it's darker. Okay, so now when I pull my jig off, look at that. It's perfectly set up so that I can punch this out using my Strawberry Builder Punch here. And look, now I know. Now I didn't need these other pieces, so it's just a loss of the paper. But you know, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and stamp them and just have them waiting for another project. Lining it up, punch. So this was from my friend Joy Dennis, who sent me that and taught me that, and I wanted to show you guys because clever. Thank you, Joy. Now I've got those pieces ready to go. I'm going to pull, I think what I'm going to do is start with this while I'm stamping. I use the sentiment, "Happy birthday, you sweet thing." I think this is so cute. I love the font of this. I never realized what a font person I was. Did that sound like fun or font? Until I started stamping and I looked at different fonts. I just think this has got kind of a whimsical feel to it. So happy birthday, you sweet thing. I have stamped this down in the Tuxedo Black Memento ink up at the top. I have used a die cut, I pre-die cut from our layering circles, and I used the second largest die, not a scallop die, just the circle for this. And if you followed me for any amount of time, I love circles because even if I accidentally stamp that thing crooked, if I stamped the image this way, all you have to do with the circle is just turn it and it would be the right way. So I'm in love with the circle. So I'm going to set that down. We've got our stamping done for this project. Now let's bring in some more of this really pretty paper. So this is our Real Red cardstock. I have a piece cut at 3.5 by 4. And then I have a layering piece at 1/4 inch. Normally I do 1/8 inch, but on this one I'm going to do 1/4 inch, cut at 3.25 by 3 3/4 inch. Okay. Because I'm going to move this now that I've learned how to use my my corner rounder. So this is the trio. I cannot think of the name of this, but if one of my Stampin' sisters on there, if you would put it in, I would appreciate it. But I love this punch, especially since I learned how to use this correctly too. So before I was always pushing on the corner that I wanted to. You don't want to do that. It actually leaves an imprint into the cardstock. There's 2 little lines here. Line up your corner in here and punch just flat down in the middle all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 sides of this cardstock, and I'm going to come back in with my little matted piece here, and I'm going to do it on my DSP that I'm going to mat onto the cardstock. So, isn't that cute? Little corner rounder. Love it. Now I'm going to glue these 2 together to have that 1/4 inch border. I use the green glue because, as you can see, I can't seem to line things up straight no matter how much I try. This gives me just a moment to get that the way I want that. Love it. Let's bring in my card base. Now, this isn't my usual shape that I do, and I think that's kind of whimsical, like that font, and I love it. I'm going to glue this down, but I'm going to glue it over onto the left-hand side of the card, and I'm going to center it. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave it out so that it hits on the DSP before, and try to have kind of an equal width around. Adorbs. Now, I'm going to put my happy birthday, you sweet thing. I'm going to adhere that down with some green glue, and I'm going to center it in the middle here. This is such, I kind of made up this layout today as I was playing. DSP on DSP and beautiful layers in between is so pretty. Let's get some dimensionals and some mini dimensionals. And let's just pop our strawberry up here. I'm going to put him kind of going at an angle. Isn't this just cute? I just think it's so stinking cute. I said that just for you, Colton, if you're watching. I do. I think it is stinking cute. And I just like how whimsical it looks, yet it still gives that kind of picnic feel. So, this layer again was 4 by 5 1/4. Then the red layer, the real red, is 3 1/2 by 4. And then the DSP that coordinates is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then the second to the largest of the layered circles. Isn't that just adorable? So that's my first one. And I can't see, and I don't have Bill to tell me if you guys are loving it or not. So I hope you are. Now I'm going to pull something a little bit different in. I'm still going to be using the strawberry, but we have a set. So I'm still going to be using this strawberry set. And this paper, I'm going to use a different piece, but we have a set called Vine Design. And if you watched me on Wednesday night, I had used this with purple, and I had used this round image. I am now going to pull out the oval. And when I first saw this set in the catalog, I kind of passed it over, but I started looking again at the font. Again, I look at fonts now. I like things that are easy to read as I'm getting older, but I like that this has just a little bit of whimsy to it because there's little curls just ever so often. So I think that's really neat. And it has a neat little die that matches. Here, it's off to the side here. This actually has several dies more than just these, but I kind of like the effect. And then it has like a label die. I kind of like the effect of the kind of the floral element, but also like a doily look to it. So I chose to add the only thing out of this set that I'm going to be adding is this doily looked. Well, I guess it's not a doily, but it has that doily look. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me pull out the ingredients to this card. Now, since I showed you how to do the jig already, I actually have 2 strawberries ready to go. So let me show you that. Isn't that cool? It kind of has a doily effect. It's definitely got that vine look that I think it's really pretty. So how I wanted to incorporate this in with this card was to give it kind of like almost a doily look. That's how I'm pretending to use it. You guys tell me what you think. So let's start off. Now this time I'm using a real garden green as my card base. And I have a piece of 2 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock cut. This is from that same strawberry. What was the name of it? Berry Delightful paper. It's a different piece, and I wanted to use the plaid side here in the garden green with the granny apple green. So what I'm going to do is I like to cut my stuff usually so that there's a little bit of a border when I'm doing my DSP. I just think even though it's one layer, when you put it down, I'm putting it down at the bottom and I'm trying to leave about an equal border on each side. I think it looks like it's matted. So just a personal preference. And now I think this beautiful color, I think I'm going to pull in some of the fine art ribbon. It's got a gold metallic woven in kind of a natural fiber. And this is 3/8 inch. So I am going to run around here, and instead of doing a bow, I'm going to do a knot. So let's see if I can. I'm going to cut off a piece. I hope that's enough. Should be. And I'm going to do it right over here on the left-hand side of this card, just to kind of finish off that border, add a little bit of glimmer to my project. I want to move that up just a hair and play with it until you get it the way you like it. And I'm going to trim these pretty short. Okay, so it's just a little bitty knot off to the side. I think sometimes we get caught up in doing bows. It's okay to do a knot. It's a heck of a lot simpler, that's for sure. There we go. Now, what did I do? Here we go. So this is going to give me my doily effect for my fruit. And I'm going to use glue dots. And I'm going to go right in the middle here where these 3 flowers are, because I'm going to be covering them up. And it's a great place to stick these. I want something that's going to do some pretty good stick because it's going over this ribbon. So let me get this about the way I like it, like so. I mean, who would have thought of using that whole other stamp set that way? I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to pop these up. Do I want to pop those, or do I want those to... I think I'm going to do different on this one. I think I'm going to glue dot. You can use the green glue too, but I'm just going to glue dot these on to the strawberries. So it comes down a little bit. Isn't this just absolutely adorable little set? I've done a few things with this, but I love it. So now let's just stick our strawberries. Let's stick one there. And let's have this one maybe overlap just a little. One there in our doily. And then I'm going to take Real Red for our sentiment. And in the sweet strawberry, there's this really whimsical thank you. So I decided I'm going to ink this up. We'll do this side. Hopefully I can get that straight. Not bad. Not bad with the camera in my face. Okay. Instead of, you guys, I want everyone who follows me to realize I have no flags in this. I am going to cut this at an angle, and keeping that same angle in mind, I'm going to come down this side and cut it at an angle. Grab my dimensionals. I'm going to put this down kind of on the bottom right hand side. Love these. I think they are adorbs. Absolutely stinking adorable. They're very cute. It didn't really take a whole lot of time to put either of these cards together. It's kind of a good deal. Some of our bundles are, you know, $50 kits. So for $35, this is awesome. And if you spend over $100, then of course you get the paper free, and you'll also get with that the berry blessings. So this is the stamp set that coordinates with this, and let me pull the paper out here because there is blueberry paper. Whoops. Blueberry paper. Look at this with more of the plaid. I mean, this is like a no-brainer for a set. It is awesome. It is so pretty. The other thing that would be pretty is a little Winkostella on here. Let you know that if you use the Winkostella on it, clear Winkostella, which is my favorite, it's fine, but it will smear the ink, so you're going to lose some of the shading detail if you do it for very long, and maybe even some of the little seed detail. So I did not do that. I think these are absolutely adorable, and I love that I got the berry blessings and the paper for absolutely free when I placed my order. So if you do want to order with me, please use host code PHDRPSCY. My online store will be linked later if you're watching this on YouTube. Hey, and if you're new to me, go ahead and like me right here on Facebook, and then you'll get notification every time I go live. Like me on YouTube too. You can swing over there. I will put a link to my store for if these are items you'd like to purchase. If you don't have a catalog and need a catalog, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Just message me and I will get you a catalog into the mail. And remember that for every $35 purchase that's done with me, on top of the different rewards you can win through Stampin' Up, you earn perks benefits, which is Piccadilly perks. And I don't know, Bev, are you on? Because Bev just cashed in her perks today. So it's just added on top of it just for being a loyal customer with me. So you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody's gonna root for the Chiefs. No, but that's who I'm rooting for, that's for sure. And I will catch you next week. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.